how I fixed my chronic sleep issues, 5 proven hacks to fall asleep faster, rest deeper, and wake up energized. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that great sleep isn't optional. It really is the foundation for everything else: your mood, energy, and your ability to perform at a very high level. But for years, I didn't take sleep seriously at all. And a few years ago, I was in the hardest place of my life. I was dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome, total burnout, and a laundry list of over 50 plus soul-crushing symptoms. It felt like my body was completely shutting down. And when I was at my worst, I couldn't even walk for more than 5 minutes sometimes without triggering a wave of exhaustion and actually flu-like symptoms that would knock me out for hours and sometimes even days. My nervous system was fried, my mitochondria were shot, and I struggled to see a way out. And sleep was definitely one of the hardest parts. And on some nights, I couldn't fall asleep no matter how exhausted I felt. Other nights, I would sleep for 12 hours and wake up feeling just as drained. I tried relying on a lot of supplements, caffeine, and sheer willpower to power through. None of it really worked. To truly recover from something like burnout, or something even more complex, like CFSME, chronic fatigue syndrome, it isn't about fixing just one thing. It is about getting all the pieces right. Nutrition, psychology, stress management, movement, supplementation, and yes, sleep. And when I finally started taking sleep more seriously, treating it like the foundation it really is, everything else became a lot easier. My recovery actually gained some momentum. My body felt calmer, and I started waking up feeling more like myself again. So that's why I'm really passionate about sharing this with you today. Taking control of your sleep is one of the most powerful things you can do. Not just for your energy, but for your performance, your focus, and definitely quality of life. So today I'm sharing 5 hacks to help you optimize your sleep, support your recovery, so you can wake up feeling ready to crush your goals. Let's dive in. So hack number 1. Lock in your wake-up time. Let's start with foundation, your sleep timing. During my recovery, I noticed something really crucial. The days when I woke up at random times were usually my worst days by far. My symptoms would flare up, my energy would crash even harder, and my body felt completely out of sync. Here's what I learned. Your body really craves the rhythm. Every cell in your body runs on a 24-hour internal clock. And that clock needs consistent cues to stay in sync. And the most powerful cue, your wake-up time. Not when you go to bed, when you wake up. So instead of stressing about your bedtime, focus on locking in your wake-up time. Pick a realistic time that works for you, even on weekends. For me, right now that's 8 a.m. And once you've decided, work backward to figure out your ideal bedtime. If you're aiming for 8 hours of sleep, try to be in bed by 11:45 to account for the time it takes to fall asleep. Give it at least 2 weeks of strict consistency. At first, your body might resist the change, but once your natural rhythms align, falling asleep will feel easier, your mornings will be clearer, and your energy will stay more steady throughout the day. So hack number 2, create a wind down routine. Now let's talk about winding down. So during my worst periods, and even now if I'm being honest, I would work right up until bedtime and then wonder why I couldn't fall asleep. So the reality is, your brain doesn't work like a light switch. It is actually more like a dimmer. Your brain needs time to transition from work and activity into rest and recovery mode. So what worked for me was creating a simple 30-minute wind down routine. And it is really important to turn off the bright lights and dim your environment overall. Then I set my phone on Do Not Disturb and either read a book, meditate, or listen to calming music. I usually also take a warm shower about 90 minutes before bed, because the temperature drop afterward actually helps you to trigger sleep. And this works because winding down activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the so-called rest and digest state. It lowers your cortisol and it signals your brain to release melatonin, the sleep hormone. You don't need to copy my exact routine, obviously. Find what helps you relax. Maybe it's journaling or light stretching or a more low stimulation audiobook. The key here is consistency. You're training your body to recognize these cues as signals for sleep. Hack number 3, optimizing your sleep environment. When I was at my worst, I treated my bedroom more like a second office. I had my laptop in bed, my phone always nearby, and bright lights keeping me highly alert. And it's no surprise that my sleep quality reflected all that chaos. So your bedroom should be your recovery cave. And there's 3 things that matter the most: dark, cool, and quiet. So blackout curtains or a sleep mask are actually non-negotiable, because even tiny amounts of light can disrupt your sleep hormones. Keep the temperature between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 to 20 degrees Celsius. A slightly cooler environment helps trigger and maintain deep sleep. And if noise is an issue, white noise machines or earplugs can be game changers for many. And here's another rule that changed a lot for me. The bedroom is exclusively for sleep and for sex. There's no screens, there's no work, and no scrolling. When you keep it simple and sacred, your brain learns to associate your bedroom with rest and not alertness. Hack number 4, morning sunlight and daytime habits. So your sleep quality isn't just about what you do at night, it's definitely also about how you set up your entire day. Let's start with morning sunlight. So during my recovery, getting outside first made a surprising difference. Just 5 to 10 minutes of natural sunlight signals your brain to suppress melatonin, boost cortisol, and anchor your body's daily rhythm. Light exposure in the morning helps anchor your circadian clock, which regulates when you feel awake and when you feel sleepy, among many other things. Next, exercise timing matters more than you think. So for years, I would do intense workouts really late at night, thinking it would tire me out. And instead, it left me really wired. Exercise raises cortisol, your heart rate, and your body temperature. All the things we want to be as low as possible for good sleep. Right now, I either train in the morning or early afternoon. And if I do workout later, I keep it low intensity and focus on calming down afterward. Now about that afternoon coffee. It matters actually more than you think. Caffeine has a half-life of around 5 to 6 hours, meaning that a 2 p.m. coffee is still actively affecting your nervous system at bedtime. I cut off caffeine by 2 or 3 p.m. And if I'm craving the taste, I either switch to decaf, or for an afternoon boost, I might use adaptogens like rhodiola rosea or Thai ginger extract. And what about alcohol? While it might help you to fall asleep a little bit faster, it disrupts your sleep architecture, especially REM sleep and deep sleep, where your body and brain recover. It's also a melatonin suppressor, so I avoid it close to bedtime. Hack number 5, use advanced tools when needed. Now let's explore some more advanced tools that took my sleep from good to great. First, tracking. Not just hours, but quality. I started using an Aura ring to reveal patterns I hadn't noticed before. For example, how a late workout tanked my deep sleep, or how eating close to bedtime cut my REM sleep in half. But sleep tracking has its pitfalls. For many people, it can trigger anxiety or an unhealthy obsession over sleep scores. Instead, what I recommend is a simple sleep journal. Track how you feel when you wake up, your energy throughout the day, and the habits that impact your sleep. For calming an overactive mind, techniques like the 4-7-8 breath or the physiological sigh can work wonders. Yoga Nidra is another powerful tool for calming the mind and preparing your body for rest. Even a 15-minute version available on YouTube can make a big difference. And if you're dealing with persistent sleep issues, there's 2 evidence-based approaches that stand out. On the one hand, there's CBTI, which is the gold standard for chronic insomnia, while acceptance and commitment therapy is great for those with sleep anxiety. ACT helps you develop a more flexible relationship with sleep, letting go of the fight against insomnia. For supplements, I keep it targeted. Magnesium glycinate at around 400 mg, L-theanine around 200 to 400 mg, and a chamomile extract around 200 mg twice daily. Remember, supplements support good habits, they don't replace them. So let's put it all together. And here's what a sleep-optimized day could look like. Wake up at your consistent time, let's say 8 a.m. Then get 10 minutes of morning sunlight, A quick shower with 30 seconds of cold at the end, and a protein-rich, low-carb breakfast to kickstart your day. Then, tackle the most challenging work during your peak hours. Keep caffeine before 2 p.m. and finish your workout by late afternoon. Incorporate movement breaks, stay hydrated early in the day, and dim the lights as your evening approaches. Your last meal should be at least 3 hours before bed. Wind down with light stretching, journaling, and maybe some yoga nidra. Your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. You're in bed by 11:45, giving your body and mind the space they need for full recovery. Now here's something really important. While all of these habits or hacks are powerful, sometimes sleep issues do run deeper. And if you're doing everything right, but you're still struggling, you might be dealing with something like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or mitochondrial dysfunction. In those cases, it's advisable to work with an expert who can help you identify those root causes. And remember, this is not about perfection or perfectionism. Start with 1 or 2 changes that resonate the most. Small shifts, consistently applied, lead to better sleep. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more evidence-based strategies on optimizing your health and your performance. And if you're ready to take your sleep and recovery to the next level, apply for a free breakthrough session. Let's get you sleeping and performing your best. And let's see you in the next video.